Hey guys, Gravender here. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions in the Top 5 Abilities series. And today we are hitting up our second to last ability, and that is Armor. Now, Armor to me comprises itself of a bunch of different things within the game. You've got Armor Up, which is a really good ability. You have just inherent armor traits that most of these characters have, and some who are armor based off of their not synergy bonuses, but their signature abilities. So I came up with my top 5, and I took every single one of them, and you'll see the videos each time we go into one, up against the 441 mission Venom, the first boss that you come to if you go into 441 and go straight up. Well, he's not a boss, but the first champion you come up against. And I just let him get waylaid on. And really, a couple of the guys on my list moved up and down depending on how well they took hits. So I was very, very surprised that whenever it came to my number 1, I had initially stuck him at number 5 on my list. But he ended up being able to take the best hits against this one particular character. So let's jump into it and we'll hit up my number 5, Armor Champion. So coming in at number 5 for me is Hulkbuster. Now mine is only sitting at rank 3 level 30 of 30, but he is at Iron Rage level 20. His signature ability does help in the fact that he does have armor. Now another cool little fact that I found out about Hulkbuster is that he does actually have 2 armors. And that is because it is a Hulkbuster. He is a Iron Man inside of an Iron Man suit. So technically he is wearing 2 sets of armor. He has the Hulkbuster armor, and then he has his Iron Man armor as well on the inside. So we do have 2 armors. I didn't know that. It's pretty cool. But we're going to take a look here. This is one of his biggest things, is his Iron Rage, and it's going to go up the more that he is awakened. But we have Hulkbuster's armor is reinforced upon receiving damage, increasing up to 59.3% based on lost health. The perfect counter to Hulk's Rage. This is kind of in the same vein as Captain America's signature ability, Captain America regular signature ability rather, and it also is the counterpart to Hulk's Rage. So we're going to get 59.3% increased armor based on lost health. So it's kind of cool. Abilities, 10% chance to armor up, reducing damage from attacks by 46% for 6 seconds. 10% is not exactly the best in the world, but you know, it is kind of cool. Passive armor up anytime the opponent triggers Fury, reducing damage from attacks by 21% for 6 seconds. There are a pretty decent amount of Fury champions in the game, so he does have a pretty good amount of armor up chances. And then we go into the armor breaks, but that really doesn't affect anything that has to do with Hulkbuster's armor. So that's why he falls in at number 5 on my list. He was a little bit higher up, but then after watching the video, he did go down some because of some of the other characters that did so much better in fights against that Venom. It didn't match up for me. It really didn't. I thought Hulkbuster would have been a lot better, but he's not, especially against some of his other counterparts that come in as a rank 3 character. Now let's jump in to my number 4. Coming in at number 4 for me is Unstoppable Colossus, who boasts an armor 5. I also like the fact that he does have bleed immunity, which is kind of, goes into his armor abilities as well, because you're not going to have the opportunity to make him bleed, so he is not going to take any damage from bleed. The only person that he would really have any kind of trouble with out of that, I think, is like Elektra, who can do armor break buffs instead of bleed buffs, and that's a really cool trait that she has. Let's jump in here and take a look, though. Calling upon the power of Sidorak, Colossus becomes unstoppable, shrugging off all enemy attacks for 3.3 seconds. Now, this does not really help so much in the armor, but it does help out a whole lot. Kind of in the same vein as Unstoppable for Juggernaut is. You can just shrug off attacks, so you can just keep powering through. Abilities: when attacked, 9% chance to armor up, reducing damage from attacks by 33% for 6 seconds. 9% chance. It's not really the best in the world for being able to get that armor up reduction, but it does proc sometimes. And kind of in the same vein as Colossus here, we have damage from this attack. This is on all special attacks. Is based on current armor levels. Damage increases by up to 130% based on overall armor. This attack also deals reduced damage while under the effect of armor reduction. So that is another key trait with Unstoppable Colossus, but I've never seen Unstoppable Colossus get more than 1 armor up. So that's why he falls in at number 4 and does not beat out Colossus for me as far as armor champions go. Let's jump in to my number 3. So coming in at number 3 for me is regular Colossus. Now, like I said in the previous number with 4 and Unstoppable Colossus, I like Colossus a little bit more because I know that he can get up to at least 3 armors. So we've got armor 5 boasted here with Colossus. And not only that, but we have his signature ability is not unstoppable like Unstoppable Colossus's is, but it is organic steel. And the higher up we go with this, the more powerful it can be. Peter's organic metal skin shapes and strengthens to his will with no limit, increasing armor by 31.5% with a fixed 7% chance. So anytime he does get armor up, it's going to be it's going to be way more better. It's going to be significantly better the higher up organic steel is. So Colossus is and can possibly be a complete total beast the higher up that his signature ability is. Now we are just one more awakening level away from having him completely maxed out, and he would be my 5th, I think. 5th rank Sig level 99 character. So just need to find him one more time and he will be complete and total beast mode 2 as far as I'm concerned. When attacked, 9% chance to armor up, reducing damage from attacks by 33% for 6 seconds. Same as with Unstoppable Colossus. Only we also get a 9% chance to armor up, reducing damage from attacks by 33% for 6 seconds on all attacks. So not only does Unstoppable Colossus get the when attacked, but Colossus gets when attacked and attacks. So he's kind of got that leg up on him as far as I'm concerned, and that's what helps him to be able to pull off 3 of these at one point in time. 9% chance, not exactly the best in the world, but we have it on both sides of the spectrum, so that's a pretty cool deal. Passive, a layer of armor reduces an additional 17% incoming attack damage, so that's pretty awesome. And we also have the bleed immunity from Colossus as well as Unstoppable Colossus. Special attacks, same as Unstoppable Colossus, but with the fact that we can actually armor up to 3 times, this damage can become at least pretty insane at some points in time. Damage from this attack is based on current armor levels. Damage increases by up to 130% based on overall armor. And as well, it also does get a debuff from armor reduction. So you definitely don't want to be hitting any specials with Colossus if you are under the armor reduction or armor break spell, but you do want to definitely be doing as much damage as possible if you can hit it off of a level, if you can hit it off of a armor 2 or 3 buff. Now let's move on into my number 2 spot. Coming in at number 2 for me is AntMan. I know AntMan is not exactly the type of character that you would think of as far as armor goes, but the higher his signature ability level is, the better off he is to be able to take hits. That is the biggest thing to me. PM gas control is huge for him. He has no inherent armor abilities, and from the looks of his stats, he is actually pretty low on the list, pretty weak as far as health, pretty weak as far as attack goes. But AntMan subtly alters his size during combat with precise PM gas control, granting a 44.3% chance for incoming attacks to glance. Glancing hits cannot be critical, deal 50% reduced damage, and suffer negative 100% offensive ability accuracy. Now, I was noticing this after testing out my Black Widow from the video yesterday, which I took up to SIG level 99. It's 100.1% chance to be able to break through any abilities in the game. Does not work against Ant-Man and his glancing because he has a negative 100% offensive ability accuracy. That leaves Black Widow with only a 0.1% chance to use her subtlety and get past PM gas control. This is a huge thing to me. Huge, huge, huge. If you have a Ant-Man at SIG level 99 and you were to throw him into an Alliance Wars on defense purposes, and you throw him on, let's just say, we'll throw him on one of the Thorns nodes, Black Widow is not going to be able to break through this at all. I don't know exactly how high the chance goes, the higher the level that Ant-Man does go, but this is absolutely huge to me. This makes Ant-Man so useful in this game that it's not even funny. Obviously, he's not going to have the best attacks in the world, but if that percentage goes up way high, this guy is absolutely insane as far as armor goes, at least in my opinion. Let's jump into my number one spot. Number one for armor for me is a character that so many people in this game hate, but I absolutely love Luke Cage as far as armor goes. If you watch the video, he lasted the longest against Venom than any other character did that went up against him. Mine is currently sitting at SIG level 40, which does help out a ton more because it allows him to be able to take more hits at the beginning of the match without doing any kind of detrimental damage to himself. But he also has physical resist 5 and a bleed immunity. Now he also has exhaustion, which can go into making his opponents be able to hit less, but that really doesn't do anything for his armor abilities as far as I'm concerned. But tough it out at SIG level 40, which I mean could potentially go up 60 more levels. The first time Luke Cage is struck during a fight, his bulletproof skin allows him to become indestructible and ignore all incoming damage for 3.1 seconds. We always look at these seconds ratios and we always think, well, is 3.1 seconds really good? It is. 3.1 seconds is enough time for them to get off at least 2 of their full combos. So you get 10 moves right there for free at the start of the fight if you were to want to take 10 moves right off the bat and not get any damage done to you. When attacked, 20% chance to gain 43% physical resistance for 8.25 seconds. Physical resistance, you know, most characters in the game do have physical resistance. Characters that are going to be going up against Luke Cage at least. The only one I think that would go up against Luke Cage that does not have a physical attack off the top of my head would be Magneto. The rest usually kind of have physical attacks. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch are kind of the ones that don't, but I don't really see a lot of people going up against Luke Cage with an off-class character. Light attacks, the exhaustion, not really that big of a deal. And then we have the bulletproof and near impenetrable skin provides immunity to bleeding, which is another huge thing as far as armor goes to me. That is absolutely insane. Exhaustion, you counter that with everything else that Luke Cage has. And to me, he is just an absolute beast of a character. The only problem that I really have with Luke Cage is his attack. His attack is very, very low, and it needs to be buffed significantly for him to be able to be any kind of use to anyone in the game outside of a defensive purpose. But like I said, this video definitely not anything that has to do with attack whatsoever. This is strictly based on defensive purposes and armor. And as far as I'm concerned, Luke Cage is by far the best armored champion in this game. So, like I've said before with any of these other videos, guys, this is completely my opinion. So if you have differing opinions, please let me know down in the comment section below and give us a reason why. Why do you like certain characters? Why do you not like certain characters that I did put on this list? And keep in mind, this is strictly based on armor alone. Nothing else goes into the factors whatsoever. It's just what their armor brings to the table. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please consider leaving a like on it. If it's your first time watching the channel, please consider leaving a sub on it. And as always, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.